It's very simple. To a one-state solution, you need the agreement of the Israeli society, Jewish Israeli society. You cannot build one state without the agreement, the consensus of the Israeli Jews. You accept it. To kick out the Israeli army from the occupied territories, we don't have to wait to the agreement of the Israeli society. But to build one state, logically, you need the agreement, the consensus of the Israeli Jews. Now, you really believe that one of the most racist societies in the Western world, they will accept to become from a day to tomorrow a minority in their own state? You really believe in it?
I would like to hear voices from Israel.
Yeah, but I told you. You see, you understand. It's not a... You know, sometimes, as a historian, I have to stress it, events in history has bad influence, models have bad influence. The French Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, had very, very bad influence of the process of the development of the socialism in Europe, in my point of view. South Africa as a model make a lot of difficulties in the left, in the Western world. Because, you know, they found a solution in South Africa for one state between white and blacks. Everything is supposed to be okay. But there is a big difference between South Africa and Israel. The whites in South Africa couldn't live without the blacks from economical point of view. The Zionism was much more clever than the Afrikaners, much more clever. They built a society and economy with the, you know, with the principle of pure ethnization. You understand? They don't depend on the force of labor, Palestinian force of labor. You understand? Only the march. They can live the Israeli society without the Palestinian. This is the reason that I stress that the notion of one-state solution morally is the best solution. It's clear for me. I'm living much better with Arabs today than with people like us. But I'm a realist. I want to live in Israel. You understand me? I don't believe in a one-state solution. Sorry. Because you cannot convince today. Now, the world, and even the Arab League, accept the existence of an Israeli state in the 1967 war. You know it. I think that everybody here that is afraid from this conflict, dangerous conflict, not far from here, because of the existence of a nuclear attack, had to support a solution of two states, but not a Jewish state and an Arab state. An Israeli state with all its citizens and a Palestinian state of all its citizens. By the way, the settlers that want to continue to live in their settlements in the West Bank, they can become Palestinian citizens with equal rights. And when I meet Palestinian representatives, I say, this is not an issue. If they want to become a Palestinian state like British citizens, it's okay. Without all this privilege in water, in land, and also the fact they are the, you know, the owner of this land of Israel. You understand me? Yes, if settlers want to continue to live in a Palestinian state, I am for it. I want to get rid of them from the Israel.
Okay, well, I think, unfortunately, we've now come to a point at which we need to bring the meeting to an end. There's still a lot of questions, I know. Perhaps I can just take one more question. We've got a couple of minutes. I haven't taken so many from the back. There's somebody right at the very back.
I will come back with the next book, okay? Then we will continue.
Yeah, come back with the next book. Just one question from the back.
Ashley Dickinson, Christian Friends of Israel. Whether we call it the land of Canaan or Israel, the fact of the matter is, it is the land promised to them by our Father God in Genesis chapters 12, 13, 15, Exodus 33, Psalm 105. And by the way, I'm coming to my question, it's not quite true that there is representation for Palestinians in the Knesset. Three Arab
Can you just ask your question, because we're very short of time?
the Jews were exiled from the land of Israel by the Romans and persecuted for centuries afterwards. Don't you believe that your book, by claiming that this wasn't true, belittled the depths of the persecution that the Jewish people have faced throughout the ages? I'm not just talking about Nazi Germany either. Imperial Russia, those of us who have seen Fiddler on the Roof, seen how the inhabitants of Anatevka were turfed out.
No, I'm sorry, what is your question in one sentence?
Jews were exiled from the land of Israel by the Romans, persecuted for centuries, and don't you believe your book, The Invention of the Jewish People, belittles the depths of persecution that they had to face centuries afterwards?
The question is, do you think it belittles the suffering? Does what you're saying about the exile belittle the suffering that the Jews have suffered since?
The Jews suffered under the Christian domination in the Western world. They suffered under this domination, Christian domination, much more than under the Islam. As you know, because you started with history. The Jews were not expelled from Palestine, Canaan, Judah. Not at all. You will not find. If you will find one book, historical research books that described the exile of the Jews from Judah, I will give my demission to the Tel Aviv University. I promise.
That's a road. There's an arch. That's the end.
You hear me? Now about the suffering. Yes. The Jews suffer a lot from the Christian churches. All of them. For the Christianity, the legitimacy of another monotheism wasn't natural. You have to understand. Only one Israel could exist in the Christian tradition. Verus Israel is one. The son of Jesus Christ, not the Jew. By the way, no, Jesus Christ was a Christian. He wasn't a Jew. Sorry. If you think that you are defined genetically, okay, Jesus Christ is a Jew. I think Jewishness is something more important what you think about Jews. I don't think that the Jews were expelled. But if you really want to understand Zionism, really, you have to know two things. Zionism was a secular movement that say that God promised us the land before He died. God is death, but He promised it before the land. About anti-Semitism, yes, anti-Semitism was one of the deep culture of Christianity, anti-Judaism. But it is the past. Christian people like you today love Jews. And I am very happy about it. And today, more and more, I am convinced that if in the past an anti-Semitic was a person that didn't like Jews, today an anti-Semitic is a person that the Jews don't like him. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to bring this meeting to an end. If anybody wants to buy the book, I think it's right here, the latest book and the other book. But this is a matter for the publishers who are here. Do you want to say anything finally about the...
Thank you very much for kind of arranging the meeting for us. It was very entertaining, very interesting. And yes, the books are available all at the discount.
And thank you very much to our speakers, and thank you all for coming.